50 Cent, I want to highlight this. Earlier in the week, 50 Cent had to defend black children because the New York governor said this. Here it is.
Young black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what the word a computer is. They don't know. They don't know these things. And I want the world open up to all of them, because when you have their diverse voices innovating solutions through technology, then you're really addressing society's broader challenges.
Come on, Governor Kathy. Put it up for a mass. I'm going to highlight why this nuance and this context is so dangerous, but it can seem very subtle. If you don't pay attention to it, it'll get right past you. Queens rapper 50 Cent took to social media to slam the New York governor for saying that young black youth in the Bronx, they don't know what a computer is. Governor made the erroneous and what some believed racially charged statement on Monday, May 6th, at the Milken Institute Global Conference in California. Per the AP, the governor made the comment while being interviewed at the conference to discuss expanding economic opportunities in artificial intelligence for low-income communities. The remark was not addressed during the interview, as the governor explained her goal is to provide avenues for communities of color to access emerging AI technologies as a means to address social inequality. Now, that is the contextualization that most people would have taken from that statement, okay? The reality is there is a digital divide. There's an AI divide. I work in that space as well. We do intentional things through Rolling Out Magazine to make sure we bring people in the room together to grant disenfranchised communities, historically marginalized communities, opportunities that they do not have to pay for in order to bridge that divide. But if you start from the premise of the lack of access or lack of knowledge, and you provide this very broad stroke, you're not dealing with the cause, you're dealing with the effect, and you are generalizing the effect while ignoring the cause. Understand this, they are in that position, whoever may be in a position of lack because of a design. It's a cause. This is the effect of that cause. With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show. There's more. Per the Daily Beast, her gaffe, however, quickly drew condemnation from Bronx elected officials. New York Assembly member Kareen's Rise on the left said she was, quote, deeply disturbed by the governor's remarks and shared a statement from a colleague, Amanda Septima on the right, describing the governor's words as, quote, harmful, deeply misinformed, and genuinely appalling. Now, later that same day, the governor apologized for her remarks. Quote, earlier today, while discussing my commitment to expanding economic opportunity for communities of color, I misspoke and I regret it. Of course, black children in the Bronx know what computers are. The problem is that they too often lack access to the technology needed to get back on track to high-paying jobs in emerging industries like AI. Can I give a round of applause to the communications director for the governor? Because that's who wrote that, okay? Governor should have said that the first time. This is about them, young folk, having access. And we're going to be intentional about making sure they get it. On Wednesday, May 8th, okay? G-Unit leader commented on the news post regarding the topic. Sad face emoji. I don't know any black kids that don't know what a computer is in the Bronx. Shrugging his shoulder emoji. They know how to work an iPad better than me. He wrote in the since deleted comment in a separate post hours later. He said, I couldn't believe she said that. End quote. You got to think about the insanity of this. Okay, a cell phone is a computer. Just think about what qualifies as a computer today. And saying that they don't even know what a computer is such a statement of, it shows where you are in your understanding of the community. And it also is a non-serious statement to a very serious matter. If they didn't even know what a computer is, you definitely cannot take them to AI, advanced technology. So naturally, they know what a computer is if you're talking about connecting them to AI technologies. There's more. Within the past few months, 50 Cent has been vocal, actually, about New York City political affairs. In February, the veteran rapper expressed concern over New York Mayor Eric Adams' proposal to give $53 million in cashback cars to economically disadvantaged immigrants. The proposal aims to help provide relief amid the massive flood of immigrants the city has housed since last year. In a post on X, 50 Cent wrote, quote, "I talked to Mayor Adams. He broke down why his pilot program was put in place. He appeared to be on point and on top of things. Now I want to talk to the governor about the laws preventing him from doing the things to make the situation better in New York." Raised eyebrow emoji. And where the proposed $2.4 billion she's planning on spending on migrants is coming from. And then he says, "Not my taxes." Contextualization of his argument may not be completely agreed with. Now, Atlanta Black Star notes 50 Cent moved to Houston, Texas in 2021, but still seems to have vested interest in his hometown. He has lived in and owns properties, according to riches.com, in South Jamaica, Queens, where he grew up, Saddle River, New Jersey, Atlanta, Hollywood Hills, California, Long Island, Farmington, Connecticut, and vacation homes in both Cancun, Mexico, and South Africa. He recently unveiled his G-Unit production studio in Louisiana. It is not clear how actively involved he is in any of the politics in those locations. So I don't need clones to understand what somebody has created a synergy. And I agree with 50 Cent in the comment about the governor. I can't believe she said that. And let me take it a step further. I can't believe she said that and the person interviewing her allowed it. Like, wait a minute, Governor. They know what computers are, Governor. All right, we got to be serious about this conversation because it's a very serious matter. All right, there it is. That's the highlight. Senator Turner, thoughts?
Yeah, good on 50 Cent. I'm glad he's getting involved. I want to see more of our artists get involved. We know there was a period of time where athletes, artists, people like Harry Belafonte in the fight, baby. People like Muhammad Ali in the fight, and so many others. I'm just giving those two as an example. So good on 50 for jumping into the fray on a myriad of issues, and it don't matter where he lives. He's a citizen of this nation and a citizen of this world, and for him to use his cachet to set people straight. Big ups to those Democratic elected officials, because oftentimes, viewers, as you know, people don't often chastise or straighten out the people in their own party. So I'm really glad to see those leaders let this governor know that what you said was racist. I also tweeted and said, you know what, let's treat her like we would treat a Republican who said the same thing. You got to admonish her. You got to let her know what you said was not right. She got to straighten up. So you're right. Kudos to her comms person for getting it right. And you know what, Doc, it's a soft bigotry kind of thing. And I use the word soft. I'm gonna put some air quotes on that because bigotry is bigotry. And they think they can get away with saying this stuff about Black people. What she said, in my mind, is really no different than what President Joseph R. Biden said to Charlemagne the God during the 2020 presidential election cycle, and felt very comfortable saying it, just like she did. So these liberal types, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. indicted them in a very strong way. I recommend people reread the letter to the Birmingham jail. Minister Malcolm X laid it out about the dangers that liberals pose to Black liberation. These are yet two examples of many that people like Governor Hochul don't even give it a second thought. And my last point, Doc, you are absolutely right. Look, the phone is a computer. These kids are born knowing how. I mean, I got a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old in my life, and I agree with 50. Shoot, they know how to work that iPad like they was born with it. I mean, they be swiping their little hearts out. They know what to do. They even know how to tell it to verbally say to it, search for this and search for that. And they're 2 and 4. So it is an unfortunate comment, but it is one, the reason why we have to raise this issue, because I want people, y'all just nitpicking. Oh no, we have to raise this issue because Black people always have to prove, and we're always the punching bag for so many people. Those poor little Black people, they don't know what what they're doing, but they need us. They need us, good white folks to help them out. That's really how her comment came off, and she needs to be checked for that. And hopefully she won't do it again. And again, kudos to 50 Cent and those Democrats who stood up against this Democrat governor for her bigoted, uninformed remarks.
That's right. Well said. Implicit bias, hyperaggression, or aggressive bias. It doesn't matter at the end of the bias. The result is the exact same. And that is a biased product, a biased policy product. And that's what we want to steer away from. Big ups to 50 for what he has done.